Good evening. This is the video newsletter for buysellshort.com for Thursday, January 15th. Yeah, it's been quite an interesting week or so. Market just keeps going down and down. Shorts continue to attack the financials. We've had Citigroup lose 50%, Bank of America just get hammered. Continued again today. We were down about 200 points, broke briefly below the 8K level, and then the shorts started to cover. Likely it was, some options expiration related buying, but also we had some news flow coming out. Bank of America going to get more money off the government, and you know, techs actually led the market higher. We saw the SMH bounce nicely. We had Intel's earnings after hours, and they weren't that bad. I mean, Intel's warned a couple of times, but the earnings weren't that bad, and the stock was up a few percent in after hours. So we could have the makings for a bounce tomorrow. We also had the Senate actually approved the TARP request that Obama had asked for in a couple of days. So what a surprise. These guys actually approved something within a couple of days. So that should be another positive. Large part of the market tank, other than the attack by the shorts on the financials, was, in my opinion, the grumbling from the Democrats last week that they weren't going to go along with Obama's stimulus package. But seems like they may be coming around, so we could have, some hope. We've got Obama getting sworn in next week. The market is down 1,000 points over the last week or so. So things are set up for one of those big, large move backs, at least to 8,500, and that's, a 300-point move from here. If we look at the daily chart, we've got a hanging cross here on the daily chart, which is a trend reversal candlestick. So this here indicates that we should see a pop over the next couple of days. Also, you'll note volume has been sorry over the last week on this sell-off. Check out the volume bar today. Huge volume. Even on the QQQs, when we were down this morning, the QQQ volume was at about 80 million shares with a couple of hours left to go in the session, which, like the last few days, is nothing. And then we did 100 plus million shares in the last couple of hours. So yet again, we're seeing heavy volume on the bounces, low volume on the retraces, and we're getting pretty oversold. At least stochastics are oversold on the daily chart. If we flip over to the put call ratio, we closed today above 115, and anything above 115 over the last few months has indicated a bounce. So even though we had a big reversal intraday, we still closed above 115, which bodes well for the next few days, at least in the market. SMH, Intel did not disappoint. We're looking at Intel right now. It's trading almost at $14 a share, up almost $1. So that looks good for tomorrow. A lot of moving average resistance in the 1740 area on the SMH. Stock plays, just to keep an eye on. Here we have ASTM. We should start to see the stem cell stocks wake up going into Obama. This chart on ASTM, you see this candlestick here? It's bullshit. This did not happen. The lowest the stock got today was 40 cents. These trades at 35 cents were fictitious. Market maker printing, to say the least. So we're looking for this one. This should see a bounce at least over 50 cents tomorrow, in my opinion. Stem cells, these guys had an upgrade with a $3 target yesterday. If the market was not selling off, we would be looking at STEM over at $2 right now, and we'd be looking at ASTM in the 60-cent area. So we've got a lot of pent up demand, in my opinion, in the stem cells going into the Obama swearing in next week. With techs looking to bounce tomorrow, BKHM, we should at least see a bounce back to the 50-cent area on this one. FTWR continues to trade in this area, and we're continuing to stick and hold a small position. All positions right now, like I've been preaching over the last month, small positions. We're playing a lot of stocks. We're keeping small positions. Over the last few days, it's been okay to take some profits off the table, which is what we do when we get a spike in a stock. We take some profits. If it dips and we still like the stock, we add some more. This has been a very good market for us. We've had so many monster plays over the last month. A couple of days rest is not something to whine or complain about. Sanmina, this one got hammered yesterday on the Nortel bankruptcy, just because Sanmina also has a large debt load. They've got a lot of cash as well, but there was, the same kind of fear. Same thing happened on Sirius. Earnings next week, so we could see. I would be looking at this one. You might get a few cents scalp on this one tomorrow if we do see the market pop. CYTR, laggard biotech stock, I still like anywhere in the 25 to 27 cent area. We'll be looking to add with stops at 23 cents, target 40 cents. GNBT. This one has been acting pretty strong, in my opinion, over the last week. Now, granted, it hasn't broken out, but it hasn't broken down. If we didn't have this crappy overall market that we've had over the last week, we'd be up here in the 50 cent area, in my opinion. So keep a very close eye on GNBT. Makes it really easy. Stops 29 cents. If it breaks 30 cents, we bail. If it doesn't, we wait and see if we get our move to the 50 cent area. All the indicators look really, really good on this one right now. So, like the other plays, we're playing them small and we're waiting for them to break out. We've got minimal downside if we keep our tight stops on these. Um, if you're a little bit worried about the market, we should, in my opinion, see a nice little snapback rally over the next few days. So if you're feeling uneasy on your positions, sell into strength. You don't sell into weakness, you sell into strength. So, things look good for tomorrow. Let's see what happens. We've got to keep a close eye on Citigroup and Bank of America. Intel's already done their part, so the chips or the tech stocks should be okay, and hopefully we'll start to see some covering in the bank stocks. We've got more TARP money coming. We've got Obama getting sworn in next week. So cyclically, what usually happens first couple of weeks, large cap sell off, middle to end of the month in January, they start romping into February. It looks like we might be setting up for that right now. Fingers crossed. We get back to the market not tanking big every day, and our small cap plays will start coming back into play yet again. Traders are not going to abandon them. They were just a little buyer strike over the last couple of days. The volume, very, very bullish today, in my opinion. And, that's it. No more updates. No more new plays, at least for now. Let's see what happens tomorrow, and then we can start fresh next week with some new plays. That's it for the video. See you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.